What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Magi, The Kingdom of Magic episode 9, and this episode was pretty freaking good. Not only did we have some comedy in it, but we also have a lot of action as well between Alibaba and Toto, because their fight, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely enjoyed their fight quite a bit. So it starts off a little bit with Aladdin, as we see that after he had become a first Kodor, he was talking to Spintus, and he was saying that how a sixth Kodor had to do whatever a fourth, told them. And because Spintus was a fourth, and now Aladdin is the first, Aladdin was kind of joking around, but I'm pretty sure he got being serious as well when he said that he can ask Spintus for favors and stuff. But of course, Spintus got kind of nervous, and he tried to talk way out of it. And Aladdin was saying that how he reminded him of Alibaba. So now that we go to Alibaba, who should be doing pretty well now that he's in the Liam Empire, we see that he's on the ground looking half dead. And to make things worse, he actually have a cat peeing on his face and then throwing dirt on him to cover it up. So we learned that on his way to the Empire, a pirate ship attacked the boat he was on, and the people that actually worked on the boat was in cahoots with the pirates. So they got Alibaba drunk, and they stole everything from him except for a sword. Now his sword does look pretty valuable, so it makes you wonder why didn't they take that? Maybe they couldn't. It's possible that Amon could have used the flames or something to protect themselves, and of course Alibaba if they tried to take it. But now that he's there suffering on the street, we see that his Ryuka turned black. But of course it's in a joking matter, because he would never curse his fate. And so now we see this woman. She was walking around and she gave bread to him and this homeless woman. And once he ate and used these rags for clothes, he actually headed to the training school, where he was stopped by this gladiator named Toto. And I'm not gonna lie, Toto is a very attractive character. Now I'm not saying that she's more attractive than Morgiana, but she's attractive nonetheless, and she's quite powerful. But you can't really tell that from their first encounter, because Alibaba was so hungry, what would make him so weak, that Toto was easily able to defeat him and send him flying from the school. So he had landed in front of these three brothers that we saw in the first season of the series, because not only did Alibaba know these guys, but they were more known for also taking Sinbad's metal vessels, and which is why he ended up naked in the first place, if you guys remember that from the first season of the anime. But these guys kept referring to him as their boss, because I'm pretty sure they had joined the Fog Troop back then. But now they have taken care of Alibaba by giving him clothes, and they also gave him some food as well. So the master of the training school, Shambal Ramal, I think that's how you say his name, he was there actually gambling, and he was losing terribly to the point that he was naked. And when he finally bet his last treasure, which was a gold tooth he had, he actually lost that as well. And so once he was down on his luck, Alibaba actually came to him and helped him up. But then Toto had to come in there as well and cut him off. But he originally came there for Alibaba anyway, but he got sidetracked by gambling. So clearly, he has a serious problem with this, but at least he got his main objective done. So now Alibaba, now that he's all, fueled up, he has all this energy now, he can fight Toto. And they actually fought in a Coliseum. And you would think that, these two warriors fighting, that they would, destroy the place. But they actually didn't do that much damage. It was really surprised me. But nonetheless, they had a pretty good fight. And once Toto used her Magi manipulation, that's when the fight got really good. And you could see that not only did this fight take a toll on Alibaba's body, on the outside, but internally you could just see the damage happening as well, because you see that these veins are now popping up on his face and even on his neck. And whenever he got repelled from one of her attacks, we just see all this blood coming out. so he was definitely hurting from that fight, but he did pull off a win. But even though it was a sneaky win, I definitely enjoyed the win because Toto couldn't fight anymore because he actually cut her armor, which exposed her. And I'm not sure if he did that on purpose, but that right there was definitely a good strategy. So I did enjoy that part. But now he had been welcomed into the academy, and Shambal is gonna train him. Oh, and it was also cool to see not only him use his royal swordplay, but it was also pretty cool to see him use the sword style that what's the name taught him. I'm trying to think of his name real quick. Sharkan. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but it was cool to see him use that sword style as well, because he actually can mix it up some. He does not have to rely on his royal sword style so much, even though that's the style that he was first taught. He can also use other styles pretty good as well. So maybe this won't be his only style that he used. It's possible that he can learn the different sword styles of, like, let's say, like all these master swordsmen, and if he could copy more perfectly, then he can become, you know, the greatest swordsman in the world, to be honest. But now that he been welcomed into the school, Shambal actually, you know, examines him, and he was using these acupuncture techniques. And clearly Toto was rather salty about their battle because she had pulled out this huge needle, which would have been so messed up if he actually used it. But it was interesting to see that, like, all of these failed warriors have now come here to train. Like, we had some failed thieves, we had some failed mercenaries, and we had some knights that no longer belong to a kingdom. So all these warriors are now gathering in this place for training, and because they have nothing, they're all kind of equal. But because Alibaba has two types of Magi inside of him, those two Magi are always going to collide with each other till they eventually kill the host. So now he has no choice but to get this under control, or else he'll definitely die. And if you notice the shadow that Shambal, well, that they showed when, like, Shambal was commenting about his Magi, it's obvious who that is. It's Qasim. So obviously somehow Alibaba has found some way to accept or absorb, you could say, Qasim's Magi, which is kind of cool because, you know, those two did grow up together. And even though Qasim always thought that, you know, Alibaba didn't look at him, you know, highly, he was wrong in the end. So the fact that these two are still so intertwined together is definitely cool. But because he's broke, because everything got stolen from him, he needs money. So now he has to fight in the Coliseum, and his first opponent is like some huge freaky gorilla beast. I'm not even sure like what you call that thing. And the face that he made when it came out, it was priceless. I was laughing like you don't know what. But we noticed that there was this girl there, and I have no idea how to say her name. But I think that's the first time we have seen her face clearly, because I think when he first mentioned her, we only saw like a shadow over her face. But if you guys don't know, she is the female Magi that they mentioned before. And I have no idea how to say her name because it's so freaking weird. But you guys definitely know who I'm talking about. And if you see, like, when she was looking at Alibaba, she saw some Ryuk floating around him, and then we see Ryuk gathering in the Coliseum. But it's not like they were gathering, you know, where she was, but it looked like they were gathering where Alibaba was. So maybe the Ryuk does favor more not only to Magi's, but the people that they choose for their candidate. At least that's what I think. But yeah, this episode, it was really good. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully you guys did as well, along with my review. But as always, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe because that really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.